Hello, my name is Greg Tulo of Viedoc, and today I'll be walking you through Viedoc Clinic. Before I launch into the system, I just want to describe the landing page here that you'll see when you go to the Viedoc instance URL. So today I'm accessing our US training server, and this is the screen I will see when I go to that website. I simply input my email address and my password, and when I log in, I'll have access to the system and all the studies that I've been assigned to. If I ever forget my password, there is a simple password reset link here which will walk you through getting a new password set and get you back online without anyone needing to intervene and get into that loop. It's fully automated. So now I'll just click login and I'll be brought to the main landing page. Now, right now today, I only have access to a single Viedoc study. If I had access to multiple studies, they would all show up on this virtual bookshelf. But for today, it's just the 2025 demo study. When I click on this binder, the system will load up the general study status area. And this is where I can see various numbers, messages, different parts of the application, all based on the role that I've been granted access to and the sites that I've been granted access to. So one of my roles that I have access to, the monitor role, allows me to see all of the countries and all of the sites. So what I'm looking at here is representative of all of the patients across every single site in the system. Now, if I were a site user with only access to one site, all of the data here would be only for my site. I wouldn't be able to see data from any other site or even that they exist. So things I like to point out, right in the middle of the screen, the My Statistics area shows the total number of patients in this small study, first patient added date, last patient added date, some information about issues, review statuses, approvals, and then the messages, which come in two different flavors. There are system messages, things like your password is going to need to be reset in a number of days, a change in the structure of one of my forms having been updated 4 days ago, helpful things like that the system will notify you of. Then there's also your configurable messages. The classic example here is that if somebody enters a serious adverse event, as soon as the coordinator or investigator hits save on that form, it sends out a message to maybe the sponsor, CRO personnel, etc. And those messages show up both here in the Viedoc system, but can also be configured to go directly to those users' inboxes in whatever email system they're using. So across the top, we have a few different options here. If I go into messages, it brings us to messages, and I can see more information about those messages that are appearing for me based on my role. If I advance to the next area, this is where we get into data exporting, and I'm going to cover that in a separate video. We have metrics and Viedoc reports, also separate video. Information about roles in my system, who has access to the various roles, what access I have based on my account, and a few other things. But today I want to jump right into data entry. I do this by clicking the green launch button. Now typically you'll never see this area where you have to select a role. I have multiple roles assigned to me, so I just have to tell the system which role will I be using to go into the platform. So we'll select Study Coordinator for this demo. And I am brought into the New York Hospital. This is the site where I am assigned as a study coordinator. All of these patient cards represent individual patients. The information on these cards is somewhat configurable. The subject ID format is something that you can configure. Your site name can just be exactly whatever you name your sites. We have an icon to represent the gender. Status and age are things that you can configure. Basically, you can put almost any kind of data that is collected on an eCRF on the patient card. And if you don't like the card view, you can go to a list view, and you'll see that there are two more customizable parameters that you can populate in the system. I can scroll down, see some more information. The progress bar shows me the relative status of the patient throughout the study, and the green check mark is just telling me that everything is good to go with this particular patient. There's no data waiting to be entered, there are no queries, and so on.